Hello and welcome to Pink Monarch Prints. My name is Bobby and I'm a guest designer today. And today we are going to make some magnetic tab clips. And these are just fun little clips that you can use in your journals and any of your paper crafting creations that you make. We're going to be using one of the pages from the Graphs, Maps, and Words paper pad from Pink Monarch Prints. This was for their first release last year, and so I just grabbed a more neutral piece of paper. The back is not going to be seen in these, so if you have some paper that doesn't have anything on the back, or if you have some of your Pink Monarch printables, and instead of, you don't have to copy on the back of it, you can just print out the paper easily. You do want to use something a little heavier than just the regular printer paper, maybe like a 65-pound cardstock, where that's about what this feels like, is a 65-pound. So you want to have something that has just a little bit of thickness to it. So I'm going to grab my scoreboard and I will show you how to score these. They're quite simple to make. I'm missing my big scoreboard, so I've got my smaller one here, but we can still do this. So your first score, and this is for your folds of your magnetic tab strip. So your first score is going to be at 1.5. So we'll do that, and then we'll flip it over here and score the other end. Your next one's going to be at 3.5. And then this one will be at 5.25. I'm going to flip this up real quick and finish connecting those lines because my scoreboard didn't go all the way. So let's see. There it is. Hard to see where my indents are on this side. And we've got 5.25 right there. Okay, so flip that back. Normally, if you had a normal scoreboard, you would take it from here, flip it over, and then also make a 1-inch score line. Okay, 1 inch. So I will put those up on the screen so that you can see where to score these again. There we go. All right. Let me move this. So this will make the folds for your little tabs here. And these are some of the ones I made earlier. So this is the 1-inch score. So I like to look at my example when I fold it. So the 1-inch score, we're going to fold, oops, wrong side, there we go. We're going to fold it back towards us. Okay. Where do I need to fold it out? This is where I struggle, is figuring which way to fold everything. So this one will go this way, and this one's going to go this way. All right, and then this one will come back this way. There we go. And this one will go this way. And that way, we're only seeing the same paper that we chose. Now, if you choose a directional one, which this one is somewhat directional, but not necessarily because I have this here. If you don't like that print showing on the side, you could just simply cut it off. Or, you could turn your paper around and score it the other way. So it's best if you use a non-directional paper, but if you do use one, you might have to do a little experimenting to figure out the way you want to fold that. Okay, so we've got that all folded. We do have this little gap here like we do here, and that's just going to make it easier for us to slide the tabs on when we're finished. All right, the next thing you want to do is to cut these into the length that you want, or I'm sorry, not the length, but the width. The length that you want these to go. And so grab your cutting board, and I'm just going to use, since I've got an 8x8 piece of paper, I'm just going to use 2 inches. But you can make them any size you want to make them. You can make them 1, 1.5, 3, you know, whatever works best for you. I'm just going to do 2. And that way I get 4 out of this one piece of paper. So we may not get all of these decorated, but I'm going to go ahead and cut them all. And then I can continue to decorate them as I go. I will put those scores up on the screen for you so you can see them and write them down if you like. All right, here we go. Okay, so let me grab 2 of these and we will complete 2 of them. All right, so what you want to do first is figure out where your magnets go. And when you fold this up, you're going to do it just like that. And you'll see you've got 2 little openings here, 2 little folds. And so one of your magnets is going to go here, and the other magnet's going to go here, okay? So let me grab my magnets. I am using these craft magnets that I got off of Amazon. They are 1 milliliter thick. And I'm trying to remember, let's see if it tells me it doesn't tell me the width of them. But they're very small, as you can see, and they're very hard to get apart. So I've got 1 there, and I've got 1 there. And they will pull to each other. They're very strong magnets. So a little trick to know that you're gluing down the right side, because they do like to pull together, is let me grab my Sharpie pen here, and I'll grab out our glue that we need. Okay, so you saw how they pulled together like they did. I like to always fold that back up to make sure I'm putting everything in the right spot. So I'm going to put it right there. So I'm going to mark the outside. So this is the side I want to glue down, okay? And I'm going to pull those apart, and you're going to have to lay that way off to the side or it's going to pull back over here again. All right, I'm going to take, I have some E6000, but you want something a little bit stronger to get your magnet to stay. So just squeeze out a dot of that. And sometimes it's hard just to get a dot. There we go. Oops, I turned it over. Leave it to me to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down to this side. I should have done that the other way around because I want my magnets to attract to each other. But that's okay. You can put it on either side. But you do want to put it closer to the bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to glue around this with just my Barely Arts glue. You can, use whatever type of adhesive you have. Don't glue this tab up here yet. And just glue it to this side. You're going to have to hold that for a few minutes. Okay. And then what you can do is see how that instantly grabbed it? So you know which side you need to glue here. Okay? Because it's already grabbed it for you. All right. So I'm going to dab a little glue on here. There we go. Set that over here. And then I'm going to use my other glue and glue down around this. So once you get the magnet part of this done, it's really simple. Okay, so I'm going to glue that down, and then I'm going to glue this here. Okay, and if your paper's a little off on your cuts, just take your trimmer and trim it up. Your scissors or your whatever you like to use, your X-Acto knife, and just kind of trim it up. Sometimes, even though we think we're cutting straight on those paper cutters, we're not. So there you go. Everything can be fixed. That's the nice thing about crafting. Most of the time you can fix everything. So now we've got our magnetic paper clip. Quick and simple. Now, if you would like, there's so many ways you can decorate this. You can simply take your ephemera and decorate it. Another thing I'd like to show you is, I don't know if you can see here, I kind of made some tab cuts here. So we can do that. You can use a tab cutter if you have it, but it's kind of hard for the tab cutter to go through all the thickness. So I'm just simply going to cut, and then I will take that, and you can either use a pencil or you can just hold the paper in place and cut it, which is what I'm going to try to attempt to do here. Or take your pencil and score that, and you'll have the same cut on each side that way. So now I've got a little tab. Take, if it's got some white edges, and just ink that up a little bit. That'll get rid of the white all the way around. There we go. If you want this part to stand out, you can ink it. All right. Then you can decorate it any way you like. A couple suggestions I was going to make is, if you have some extra paper and you want to make a tab, if you just simply want to have tabs, you can do that. So let me see, I've got a piece of paper here I already cut a tab out of. So let me go ahead and cut another tab here. All right. So here's a tab. So if you just want to have the look of a tab, you can glue that on there, and you've got a perfect little tab. I'm going to go ahead and glue that one on, and then we may add a little bit of decoration here to see if we like it that way. Or you could also add an eyelet right here and hang a dangle off of there, a charm, which we may do. But let's see what we have that we could maybe decorate this up with. And like I said before, this is a great way to use up any scraps you have. So I've got like this. That's kind of too big. Let's see what else I have here. Maybe a smaller butterfly, maybe. We've got some here. I like this brown one. I don't know if that's too much of the same color, but I really like him. We've got the black one, but you know what? I think we're going to go with him. I really like the tone-on-tone look there. And then we've got this number here, and I really like that because it's neat to have. I really like neutrals and vintage colors, so I really like to use a lot of the same tones. But then once in a while, I also like to just add some pops of color in there. But for this one, we'll go ahead and do the butterfly, and let's kind of see where he's gonna be at. Okay, so I'll try to not put too much excess glue on there. All right. There we go. And let's go ahead and add our number on here. If you wanted a little pop of color, you could take another color like that and make a border with your color. But I think I'm good with this. You could also use a little cheesecloth, a little lace, a little ribbon, whatever you have. So there we go. We're going to add that. Oh, I like that. Okay, let's do another one, and we'll try to add a little pop of color to this one. Now you could go this direction if you want, but I think I really like the neutral, because then you won't have so much conflict with the colors if you do use them. So again, you can add a tab to that if you want. If you don't like that it's got a contrast on this side, punch two of them and glue them together, or you can use that tab punch and fold your paper in half, and it'll already be folded together for you. Okay, so we need 2 more magnets. Let me see if I can grab 2 of those. I tell you what, these are strong magnets. So there's 1, and there's 2, and they're going to hook together. There they go. And if you have animals and little ones in your house, you definitely want to make sure you keep these up from them. I have curious cats, so I will definitely have to make sure I keep those up away from the animals. Okay, so I'm going to look again here, and I'm going to mark one side of these. Okay. So I'm going to open this, and we can either add it on either side. I'm going to go ahead and separate them because when you're trying to glue them down, it's hard to get the other one back off of there. All right. I'm just going to add a dab. That's all we need. All right, and let's see. So again, we can add that on either side of this. I'm going to add it on this side. Get my fingers out of the way. There we go. It's hard to get my fingers out of the way sometimes. Okay. So I've got that there. I just want to look at the position and make sure it's going to line up where I want it to, because, you know, you need to make sure it's high enough that it's going to catch on the other one there. So we've got that one there. I'm going to go ahead, glue this. Remember not to glue this small flap yet. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And then let's see, where's my other magnet? It will attach itself. So I love that it'll attach itself. Makes it so much easier than you trying to find it. Going to put a dab of a little bit heavier glue. I'm using E6000. And then I'm going to use my glue again. Now you can use this glue on the magnet, but for longevity's sake, for a long time hold, it's better if you use like the E6000. Okay, so we're going to hold this down for just a moment, and I'm going to add some glue here and fold this over. Now if you wanted to make some decorative edges, you could do that before you punched them. If you wanted around the corners, I would do that too before you glued them. This one I think we'll just leave straight. And like I said, if you want to watch another fun video, we can maybe link it below from Anna that she did. It's been a couple years back where she made the hidden paper clips. She explains it so well. It makes it very easy and fun to make them. Okay, what do we want to do with this one? I think we want a pop of color. Let's see what different things I have here. I have this bird, but he's kind of the white kind of gets washed out there. So let's see what else we have. I also have these fun circles. Those are a kit from Pink Monarch Prints here. I think it's called just circles too, if you're interested in that. Let's see. So I'm just looking at some different, here's some pop of color. There's some red. Let's see what else we have here. So I actually do have a red one of these. Ooh, I like that. I like that pop of color. Let me cut that out. You can add some, like we said earlier, some lace or cheesecloth. So maybe we'll add a little cheesecloth to this one. And don't be afraid to play. Don't be afraid to experiment. Just make all kinds of fun, different ones. Great way to use up, leftovers, like we said earlier. Okay, so let me take my ink there, and ink kind of helps cover up where, if you're like me and sometimes don't always cut completely straight, you can do that. Let's see, I have a little piece of cheesecloth here, so we could add that under there. And let's see if we need a little less than I have there, and we can trim that off. All right, so we've got that. We've got this, and I'm thinking we need something with a black, just a little pop of something with black on it. Let's see. Not those. Dig in my little box of labels here and see what I have. I'm not sure what that is. Little cut off of something. We've got a little, that one says sunshine. Here we go. This is what I was kind of thinking of. Something like that. Or a word here. Let's see what our word is. This one is parcel post. We could cut off one or the other words there since they're kind of long. So let's see here. A little bit of cheesecloth. We may not even need that cheesecloth. Let's see. If we want to do like a parcel post to parcel, and we could have this tag and this one on here somehow. Get my fingers to work. They're not wanting to work. Okay, so let me cut this one right here. And I'm not sure if I can round these corners, but let me try. Oh, I'm able to. It's a little rounder than the other one, but that might work. All right. And not sure which one of these I like better. I think we'll take the one without the wording on it since we've got the parcel one. Okay. So we can set this up here about halfway, and we can do the label. You can either do this and this, which I don't quite like that one. Okay, it still needs something. Excuse me. Little tickle there. Okay. And you can have items hang off the side, that's fine. So sorry, excuse me. Okay. I don't like that. I thought I'd like that, but I don't like it. I kind of like that better. I wish it was just plain, though. Okay, let's do what we do like, and then maybe we can find another piece of something to go there. So let's go down our cheesecloth first. We're just going to put down a light layer here. We can always cut off the excess. All right, we're going to make this be about halfway, so I'm going to put my hands right there so I know where not to go. Below. Add our glue. And let's see, we'll just add it on this way. There we go. Make sure it's straight. There we go. And then we'll figure out which tag we want. maybe if we do something kind of like that. And it just needs something to break it up a little bit. I think I'll do that. Okay, let's do a little black tab. And let's put it the right side up. Actually, I think the other way was right side up. Boy, I'm struggling a little bit today. Anyone else ever do that? You think you got it right and you keep flipping it around and eventually you get there. All right, let's put this one on. And there we go. And you could still even add something right here. I'm just not sure right off what I want to add there, but I am going to cut off this excess so it won't be in the way of the magnet when you want to open and close it. And there you go. There is another fun, quick, and simple make. Let me move all these out of the way. And let me grab my journal. And I'll show you what they look like again on the side of the journal. So you can do them on the side, on the top, whichever way you want, whichever way works best for you. But it's just a fun, different way to make a closure. So I've got my journal here, and they even stick to each other, so that's a good way to hold on to them. All right, so we'll just grab 4 different pages here in the journal and hook them. So you just simply open them and you can slide them on the page and they instantly hook together there. So we can go a couple more pages, add another one here, especially if you want to stagger them so that you can see them. You can have them out further, you can push them all the way in, just whichever way you want. If you're making, you know, a theme journal like with the strawberries, you can have all the different little themes. You know, if you have like a kit and it has lots of fun different little elements, use those to make the tabs with. If you're making it like a prayer journal and you want to have different sections, or a writing journal, then you know, create names and put on. You can write them on, or create your own little name plates to put on them and add those to your journal. And I love the way they look in the journal. So there you can see them with the journal open, and then if the journal's closed, again you can see them. Now this type of journal wouldn't be the ideal one because it's got the flap on it, but it was the first journal I grabbed. But it's just a fun, another element that you can add that pops off your page. And let's take this one. Do we want to do that one or a butterfly one? Let's take this one and we're going to add a charm to it. We'll do that real quick and then I'll let you guys go. So let me grab my crocodile. And then I've got some of my charms here from Pink Monarch Prints. Let's use one of the gears, or let's see, we've got a heart locket, we've got a bee. Let me grab one of the bulb pins here. I like to use the bulb pins. What else do I have? I think the gear would look cool, so let's do a gear. All right, let me grab my crocodile out of here. Anyone ever have days like me when your fingers just don't want to work? Okay, here we go. Okay, let's decide. I'm going to put it up here in the top. So let's see. This is the larger one. So we're going to punch it about right here, close, somewhat close to the edge, but not right on the edge. Okay, there we go. We will add this here. And then we'll go ahead and press this. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to grab my ball pen and add my little gear to it. So we've got some smaller ones and some big ones. I think let's try this one right here. That looks like a good size. All different sizes I've got there. All right. And let's add that to our pin. And then we're going to add this. I'm trying to decide. I need to go this direction. There we go. So you could use jump rings or these bulb pins, whatever you like. And there you go. We've got let me turn this around this way and it'll hang easier. There you go. We've got a little gear charm on there. And that'll look cute hanging in your journal as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you will give this a try. If you're part of the subscription group on Facebook, post your pictures if you make them. It's always fun to see what everyone makes. And thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.